Namaskar friends, welcome to Newspaper Analysis Townhall. Today is 19th of August and we will try to understand these 5 important themes in our today's discussion. So the first theme is the importance of Chinese foreign minister's visit to India. And the second theme is that recently Rajya Sabha has passed Indian Ports Bill. So what are the key provisions and what is the importance of this bill? It has repealed Ports Bill 1908, which was a colonial law. So the third point for discussion is the space program and its role in Viksit Bharat. So this was also a discussion that happened yesterday in Parliament. So we will see the roadmap for India to become a leading space power by 2047. Next, for July month, periodic labor force survey has been released. So we will see the figures of unemployment rate, labor force participation rate, and some other statistics and try to understand their essence. And we will also see a defense update. So these are the learning outcome questions, and you can attempt these questions to improve your retention of the important concept and facts from this session. So moving on to our first session. So the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi is in New Delhi. Yesterday he met the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Today he has met our NSA Ajit Doval. Why Wang Yi has visited India? It is because Prime Minister Modi is going to visit China for SCO summit, where he will meet the Chinese Premier Xi Jinping. So this is a visit by Chinese Foreign Minister ahead of Prime Minister Modi's visit to China. And last year also in 2024, Prime Minister Modi and the Chinese Premier Xi Jinping met in Kazan 2024. So there they both decided to restore the ties. And after that, a lot of steps has been taken to restore India-China relationship. Let us try to see what these steps are. So as you know that in 2020, June 15, Galwan clash took place. And Galwan clash led to mobilization of troops and change in status quo over line of actual control. So since last year, after the meet of Prime Minister and Xi in Kazan, there has been a lot of steps that has been taken to improve the ties. Let us try to discuss what are these steps. So the Kailash Yatra has been resumed. So Indian pilgrims can now take the Kailash Yatra. The first batch was already sent. Kailash Yatra has to be taken place where pilgrims has to cross into China because Kailash range is present in China. Direct flight between India and China has been resumed. These were suspended after the Galwan clash in 2020. Third, India is also issuing now tourist visa for Chinese nationals. And there are talks which are going on for river water data sharing. So these are the important milestones in the normalization of ties between India and China. However, let us try to understand better what was this line of actual control disengagement was about. So line of actual control is a de facto boundary, and as per India it is 3488 kilometers. And as we have already discussed, on June 15, 2020, Galwan Valley clash took place. So from this map, you can see where the Galwan is. This is Galwan. This red you are seeing, this is line of actual control. This is Leh in Leh and Ladakh region. Now after Galwan Valley clash, what happened? There was a mobilization of troops, not just troops, heavy armor, heavy artilleries were moved on the both side in Galwan, Pangong So. This you can see, this is the location of Pangong So. Hot Spring, Depsang. You can see the important location in the map. Now, in last few months, partial disengagement has been achieved. However, there is a lot to do. So recently, yesterday, Dr. S. Jaishankar has emphasized that LAC troop withdrawal and dismantling of military infrastructure should be done and pre-April 2020 status should be achieved. It means the patrolling that was done before Galwan Valley clash or before the build-up which led to Galwan Valley clash, it should be done. Chinese military should remove its infrastructure that it has created on areas which are patrolled by Indian troops, and there should be troop withdrawal to pre-April 2020 status. So this is the demand from India, and India has also made sure that peace and tranquility on the border areas is the basis for positive momentum in ties between India and China. So India has already clarified its stand that border normalization has to happen before India and China ties can move forward. Now let us try to understand what is Chinese position. So China has said that cooperation should move forward through these principles which China has said are peace, tranquility, prosperity, beauty and friendship. So these are good jargons that are used by China. The intention of China to actually follow this, we all know, is very weak. So Wang Yi has referred to unilateral bullying in trade. It has referred to USA imposition of tariff on India. So these are the things that are said by Chinese foreign minister. So that is it in this topic. Let us move forward to our next topic. So Rajya Sabha has passed Indian Ports Bill. India's trade by ports, if we see, it is 95% by volume and 70% by value of Indian trade move through ports. So you can understand the importance of port. And the government is aiming for modernization of maritime sector, which includes long-term planning, environmental safeguard, efficiency in port operation. Presently, all of this was governed by a 1908 Colonial Act. And these aspects were completely missing from that Colonial Act. So this Port Bill 2025 has replaced the Colonial Act and aim to improve these parameters in maritime sector. Here you can see these are important ports, major ports of India: Kandla Port, Bombay Port, Jawaharlal Nehru, this is one of the most important port, Kochi Port, Vishakhapatnam Port, Calcutta Port, Ennore Port. So these are the important ports which you can remember for your prelims examination. Now what are the key provisions? Key provisions is that Maritime State Development Council, which will be established by Union government, and it will give measures that will lead to growth, efficiency or competition in the port sector. This bill has given power to central government for notifying any new port or changing the boundaries of any existing port. This bill also talks about a national perspective plan, which is a long-term plan for improvement in the port sector and the maritime sector. And this bill also will lead to modernization because it places environmental safeguard, digitalization, dispute resolution mechanism that was completely missing in the 1908 Indian Port Bill law, which was a colonial act. Now, what is the importance? This bill is in aligned with blue economy vision of India. It is also aligned with the Sagar approach, security and growth for all in the region. That is very important for India in Indian Ocean region. So that is it in this topic. Let us move forward to our next topic. So Indian astronaut to land on moon in 2040, the minister has said in the Lok Sabha, and here Prime Minister is meeting the astronaut Group Captain 𝐮𝐩𝐝 𝐸𝐿𝐴, who has become the first Indian astronaut to travel to International Space Station. So he was part of 𝐼𝐴S mission. This 𝐼𝐴S mission is important. It was also asked in the prelims examination. Now this map, this tricolor, you can see 𝐮𝐩𝐝 𝐸𝐿𝐴 has gifted it to Prime Minister because this is a tricolor that he took with him to International Space Station. Now, India has goal of becoming a leading space power by 2047 as part of Viksit Bharat mission and vision. What is the roadmap? In 2026, an uncrewed space mission will go with humanoid robot whose name is 𝐕𝐢𝐝. And then in 2027, India's first human space flight, that is Gaganyaan, that will go to space. Now, let us try to understand. Gaganyaan, 3 humans or 3 astronauts shall be sent to lower Earth orbit, that is at around 400 kilometers for 3 days. And it will be sent by human-rated LVM-3 rocket. So there's 2027. Now in 2035, India will launch its Bharatiya Antariksh Space Station, Bharatiya Antariksh Station, that is India's own space station. And as Minister has said, by 2040, India has planned to send its first astronaut to moon. And it will lead to India becoming a leading space power. By 2047, India will also become the 4th country after US, Russia, and China to have human spaceflight capacity. India has also opened its space sector for private players. We discussed this in few days ago, Town Hall. And this space economy shall be $45 billion in next decade. Now, in your mains answer, you can say that all these measures will lead to improvement in India's strategic autonomy, because now India will not have to depend on foreign powers for its space station need. And it will lead to soft power diplomacy, because India would be able to help various countries, including global south countries, in their space missions. And it will lead to scientific progress. Now moving on to our next topic, Periodic Labour Force Survey, which is released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Now it has said that unemployment rate has declined to 5.2% in July from 5.6 in June. So according to this survey, the unemployment rate is 5.2%, in which rural unemployment is 4.4% and urban unemployment is 7.2%. Now, labor force participation rate. What is labor force participation rate? It is the percentage of persons in the labor force. Specifically, people who are either working or seeking or available for work. Now, what is worker population ratio? It is the percentage of working age population that is actually employed. So basically, it is employed on working age population into 100. So this is worker population ratio. Now, according to this news, labor force participation rate is 41.4%. In men, it is 57.4%. In women, it is 25.5%. And the worker population ratio is 52%. So this is all about this news. Now let us move on to our next news. Next news is that there is annual bilateral exercise between South Korea and US, which is called 𝐼𝐸 Freedom Shield, that it has done in response to threats by North Korea. So I think you must remember this name. It can be asked in the prelims examination. That is all. So these are the questions and answers from your last 13th or 14th August LOT, learning outcome questions. You can see those answers and try to attempt these questions. Thank you very much.